Yo, evening guys, welcome back to the Ahn Project. It's the psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve problems, challenges, obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach life goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves and as well as those around us. I'd like a brief introduction as to how we break down the Ahn Project domains, life sub-series, analogies, so on and so forth, as well as the 15-minute live streaming to 3 phases, 11 segments, so on and so forth, including content, live stream schedule, and so on and so forth. You can check that out on previous live streams for the past 3.5 years. In fact, just the one previous before this one. That would be ARP 968, and so of course you want introductions for there. We're just going to do a solve 11 override as usual for recently, actually not usual, and just skip ahead. So we have a lot to cover. Like I said, everything in solve 11, a system principle to free myself from the system, be completely practical, a rule to break all of the rules, but specifically in solve 11, we've made it to the point where everything we cover on photography, screenshots, whatever media assets on live stream, we're going to actually log down eventually. We're planning to get this down on an Excel database. So we're going to start to get everything that we do down into some transcribed format. Alright, so we can organize everything. We can organize our lives and what we do. So that being said, we're going to start at the top left hand corner. I believe the title is kind of fucked up. I apologize. The title is just the same title that we have for previous live streams, so we're going to have to edit this after the live stream ends. As a video, I'm going to have to edit the title for sure. But what we're supposed to cover is, oh, you know what? No, the title's right. Yes, the title's right, yes. So it should say something along the lines of Samsung setup, and so we're going to talk a lot about phones in this phase 2. So phones, like like installing the SIM into a new phone and then having all that kind of ready software, the hardware, the firmware, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to also try to cover something really important has to do with cards. So you can see cards and Samsung, the main here. But of course, if we make it to phase 3 today in this second live stream, we will try to cover that as well. Alright, let's just take a look here and figure out which one is the one that's the dominant screenshot right now, because we'll cover that first. So the top left. Alright, so we'll start off here with the Samsung setup thing. Left hand side panel, we only got about 12.5 minutes, so we got to speed up. Actions, device, add device. So adding device for what? For connecting and transferring some, like the contacts, the messages from one phone to the other. You can see over here we have the Google Play, trying to install apps that I had on my previous phone. So just reinstalling apps onto the new phone as it's been saved on accounts. Also, we see here, it seems like security. That would be my antivirus or antivirus security software. Obviously, you gotta download that one for the new phone without question. There's no debating about that. Same thing with also some of these important software like Prism Live Stream Studio, Twitch, because of course I am going to eventually live stream from my new device as opposed to this old one, which I'm using right now. It also have this your privacy. So it's like privacy. After installing the SIM card, you start the phone, it will ask you some things about privacy and agreements and so on and so forth, about what you want to share data with. Note block, scanner app, of course, podcast being, so I'll get more apps to download. Twitter, I'm not that fan of Twitter, but the point is I still get notifications when that's a WhatsApp, that kind of stuff. I can't say that I've downloaded everything there, but just some of the most important things. Going to the Excel database here. Why are we Excel databasing? Back to the phone, left hand side panel, make Google services, including so on and so forth. Go into how it works. I'm not exactly sure why I'm at the settings here. Right, to log into the Google account, and they're just asking me about whether or not I will accept sharing that kind of stuff onto this phone or downloading. To provide the feature, I will have to collect. This seems to have to do with something with spam messages. Right, there's like a caller ID kind of thing. And I believe I've agreed to that. Okay, now we make it to food for a moment, just a detour for a second. We have some stuff to do with like chicken noodle soup here from I believe my domestic guardians. This was the same day that I apparently had like this large ass meal with my brother and my guardians. because it was like his birthday kind of thing. Western meal, rotisserie chicken, that kind of stuff. So we had some class 2 from my guardians, class 2, hence had to show appreciation, thankfulness for that. Chicken noodle soup is great. We also had a phone call here, I believe it was from my buddy AN, and he was asking, just checking up on me, see how I'm doing, because I haven't called him in like months, even though I said that I probably would. And that's what happened. So there's that kind of phone call. On the right hand side panel, oh, that's what it was. It wasn't just a phone call from AM. The phone call from a new employee at the workplace. So PR, I would say PR, not promotion, not public relations, but PR, privacy, confidentiality, obviously not full names. So I had to add him to the contacts. That's why I noticed that that's what it's all about, right? Has to be PR. Has to be a new staff. He's a great guy. He's also speaking Chinese. I won't say specifically what, Mandarin, Cantonese. I'm not gonna reveal too much. But the point is, Excel here, right hand side. I documented that his new number. He texted me and then called me. I didn't answer, unfortunately, but I did get the text message and I replied. All right, so just adding him again. He's in warehouse data. Okay, so onto Excel database. Now we're skipping over to right, the tabletop. So this is like region A5 through to 7. It's kind of like the top of the desk as well as the keyboard, like retractables, and the drawer on the side. You can see the Samsung Core Galaxy 2 right there, that's short-circuited, pulled out a lithium battery as well, and it's all opened up. And then we got the A20, the most recent version out there as well. Again, all the casings out, as well as even the A5, wow, A2, 5, and 20, all there on the desktop, because I gotta switch to SIM cards. You can see that little SIM card just next to the USB cords. You might be able to make it out. Over here, we're back to the phone again. Play Protect, regular checks for apps. So this is once again more of the new phone features, checking all your apps for viruses or whatever issues. Google Maps, my Rogers. Well done. And I had to actually log into 2 different accounts, connect 2 different accounts, and each different account had a series of apps from my previous phone. So I had to download quite a few, but I had to log into 2 different ones to get the full collection. Verify your phone. Oh geez, that one was a bit of a pain in the ass. It's like a 2-factor authentication, something like that. Alright, down here now, we're moving to the phone. Continuation, 2-step verification for Samsung, I believe. Like Samsung account or something like that. You gotta agree to that stuff. And I don't think I was able to. And so I had to backtrack and privacy notice on a bunch of different languages. It seems like that one's like Russian, or we collect personal information, privacy, that kind of stuff. And so this is the stuff that I had to lose out on. Smart appliance, as translator, smart home, Galaxy themes, blah, 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 blah. They was asking me. But I couldn't because of 2-factor authentication. It didn't really work out. Yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense. And they asked me 2-factor authentication on a phone that's just being set up. So I have the phone attached to a new phone, and then it's like the phone number attached to the new phone. And then how can you 2-factor authenticate if your new phone isn't even registered yet? It doesn't make any sense. So it's like, that didn't work out, Anyways, Samsung privacy policy, all that kind of stuff. We Samsung Electronics, something out terms, blah, 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 blah. Back to the left-hand side corner right here, Samsung account, email has been sent with a password reset. That's me trying to reset the password for Samsung. I get support, and then I had to create a new account it was actually by accident. I didn't have to. Unfortunately, I created a new account. I already have an account with Samsung, and then I created a second one. And so it was pretty shit. But just things just kind of go as they do when you're trying to set up a phone like this, and there's all these kind of like, you're bombarded with a myriad of different things. Use location. Okay, of course I'm going to use location. I want it in case I get stolen or lost. Set a reminder, tell me a joke, make a phone call. Of course, this has to do with think of like Google Siri, Amazon, whatever, just kind of like a phone recognition, voice recognition, and voice assistant. Contact information for your devices, transferring face recognition, fingerprints, pattern, PIN, password. It has to do with security. I won't say which one I use, obviously, or if maybe I use multiple, but whatever. Contact information for your devices, so on and so forth. Okay, wow, we have a lot to get through, huh? Like I said, I knew this would be huge. We have here Google Maps, Google Chrome, Fast Secure, more apps. Windscribe VPN, that's pretty important, right? Deezer, not so important. Talk, video chat, night reading, a bunch of different apps. Once again, this was from the second account that I had to connect, and get a bunch of different apps split apart. Apps here afterwards, seeing how much exactly space I believe we have downloaded. And back then it seemed like we had a lot of space, but now we certainly have a lot less space. 1.7 gigabytes. I wish. Google Play's privacy terms, how it works, blah blah blah, and of course that's just necessary stuff that you get through before you can add your account. Wow, we're about like fucking 11 minutes in. Okay, left-hand side panel. Okay, right-hand side panel. I apologize. Alright, so here we go. The scanned cards, like as you see in the title, Dollarama, today, always, greetings, American greetings card for a bunch of my colleagues. You can see here, oh god, the tabletop is so messy at that time when I had all the cards out, in addition to the phone and some food, garbage. It was nuts. We had those like RFID scanners as well. You see on the floor, also quite messy. We have these gifts that we purchased, Ferrero Rocher, as well as the peaches for my colleagues. So it's like pretty messy there as well. Over here, oh, this is important. Finally, we get to this hat. We need this hat. It's getting cold. It's winter. It's like 0 degrees outside, and I couldn't wear this because I didn't cover this on the live stream yet. But this hat, this is like the Russian, hat, stereotypical, or you could think of Canadian beaver hat, same thing. Yeah, got it. Pulled it out, with the ear flaps. Got to protect my ears now. It's getting cold. Gotta wear a hat now. Oh, finally, I covered this. I can't wait. Because like the past week and a half has been chilly as shit. And I gotta go outside there like basically bald headed, it feels like. Tuesday, Wednesday, here's the weather. Like I said, see, -1 at night, 5 at... This is Celsius, by the way. So just so you know, it's not actually that bad. Not yet. No, it's not that bad. It's just, it gets down to -30 degrees plus wind chill down here in Canada. Alright, anyways. Happy birthday cards. Yes, finally we get to the cards. In the last like 2.5 minutes, we had the 2 cards like Dollarama. We're scanning all this shit down. The flowers, right. So we actually purchased this. Here's the envelopes. One's beige, one is not. Here's the happy birthday, your birthday, with balloons and so on and so forth. All that kind of stuff, all that jazz. Skipping down here, good stuff, good memories. So this is like a child's birthday, and this is one I gave to Esri, so for her granddaughter. And here's the inside of it, right? So these are all scanned, by the way. These are not screenshots, nor the photography. They're not photos and they're not screenshots. They are scans, okay? These are scans. And these have to upload onto the laptop. Here's the teal envelope, plus the Thanksgiving thanks for people like you who make life easier, blah, 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 right? I bought like 2 of these, actually. So, one for YR, one for SV, and finally, I can say all these scanned documents can now be uploaded over onto my laptop in addition to a bunch of other things. Right, so now we got only a minute left, just like in the previous live stream, and we're going to do phase 3, jumping from phase 2 into phase 3. Now it's more concrete, and so what can we do, like physically speaking, in region A5 through things. So this is still a draw, it's still open. I mentioned that I want to showcase this. It is really, really something. I'm going to pull off. You can see the lights here. So while we're talking about lights, next to it are the Usana Health Science supplements. So we want to mention that you can see the Bite Antioxidant as well as the core minerals. These are the new ones. These are the ones that are out of stock, ran out. So I'm putting the bottles at the back there as collecting. We are actually on a collecting spree. These are amazing bottles. They look great. Great design. Procosa as well. So 3 bottles back to stock. New Procosa, new Vita Antioxidant, and basically all that. I'm gonna stash it over here in region A5. Alright, and that in region like A7, and that in region A whatever. Down here for a second here. So we're gonna pull off this light here. Bam, it goes out. And I want to showcase here. This one is newly purchased. I took this package out from there, and I'm just gonna plug it in here and showcase the fact that this can in fact switch colors. Wow, look at that strobe. So what I'm going to do is I'll put this in here in the drawer, close it, and that's the end of this live stream. I can close the drawer, get rid of this because I'm not actually going to use this anytime soon. But it is great lighting for the future, as I do have plans. So this is Ahn signing out. Peace. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.